Hello, hello, friends, and welcome to episode 11 of Wake Up with Giants Radio. I am Lady Luck, and I am joined in the studio here by Nicole, Cola de RBG today. And we are so excited to be getting started here in a few short minutes on episode 11. And we're going to be answering an amazing question today. I'm not going to reveal that question. Unless you saw it earlier on my live, you might know what it is, but I'm not going to reveal that question until we get started. You're gonna learn that one with everybody else on the airwaves today. So we're going to start off with our centering here. We're going to get centered before we go live on the radio. So we're going to close our eyes, breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. I show up powerfully today on this Easter Sunday as a leader, a follower, a student to learn about the universe, to teach everything I know inside my mind and inside my heart, to touch 100 million lives, but to be here to just touch one. I show up as a leader. I show up in authenticity. I show up powerfully in knowledge and grace. Go ahead, Nicole.
Today I am calm. Today I am present. Today I am going with the flow. Today I am speaking from my heart. I am calling in my ancestors, my guides to be here with me today, to have the courage and strength to tap into and trust my intuition. Today I am impacting 100 million lives and attracting more giants to support us in our purpose and our mission for global change for good.
I love that. Thank you. All right, we're going to get started here in just a few, half a minute there, friends. So if you are joining us on social media, please do drop your comments in the comments here, and we will answer any of your questions. We're also in the Access Radio chat. So if you're on Access Radio, axisradio.ca/country-music, we'll answer all of your questions there as well. So we're going to go live here. So we're just playing our intro there on the radio. So we have about 30 seconds there before we start. Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. He says, yes, you are. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 11 of the Wake Up with Giants radio show. I am Lady Luck, and I am joined here in studio today by Nicole, Cola de RPG, and we are so excited about today's topic. Today we are answering a question, and that question is, does the universe want you to succeed? So I want all of you who are listening, if you're watching on our social media channels or if you're listening on Access Radio, I want you to pop into your respective chats and answer that question. What do you think? Does the universe want you to succeed? We've got Ryan here with us. We've got Mancheri here with us all the way from India. We are definitely a worldwide show. We've got Amy. Let's see. Amy's here. Hugh's here. Ryan says changing 100 million lives. Amy says only always. Yes, the universe does want us to succeed. Hugh says, because the universe is, I am successfully alive. He says, good morning, beautiful ladies. Good morning, Hugh, and good morning, everyone out there. All right, Nicole, give me your take. Tell me, what do you think that answer is? Do you think that the universe wants us to succeed?
Yeah, I do. Because all of us being here in this moment is a miracle. Just the journey that it took for us to be born is a huge miracle. And I think that mothers understand that a lot because we go through that with carrying life within us, and what a struggle sometimes it is to get that little baby here happy and healthy, right? So every single one of us that's here in this universe right now is a miracle. So I definitely say yes. How about you, Melissa?
Absolutely, I agree. We all are absolutely miracles. And I think that when we answer this question, we're really talking about mindset. We're talking about our ability to be present in the here and now. We're talking about really something, that it occurred to me while I was preparing for the show. We're talking about something really that we've all been going through right now, and that's this pandemic. This pandemic has really brought us all to sit back and be in the present moment and take stock of the what we all term the rat race, right? Take stock of how busy we were, how much rushing we did, how we ran through life and really were in survival mode and not really living life and spending time. And when we talk about this question, when we start to answer this question, does the universe want you to succeed? This is where we need to be in this pandemic. This is where we need to be. We need to be in that present moment, and we need to be taking stock. We need to be sitting back in order to really see how the universe is guiding us and where it's bringing us. Let's see. I'm just going to take a few comments here. Hugh says it takes two to create three. Absolutely.
It does. Yeah. Shout out to our masculine male. Male giants. Yes, it definitely does take two to create three.
Yeah, it does. And Nicholas says hi. He's here as well. All right. Hugh says, so glad I wasn't born a rat. No race for me. And that's so funny that you should say that. And that's true. We call it the rat race. None of us are rats, but we do run around like that. And we, lots of us fail to really stay in the present moment and answer our calling and really evaluate what the universe is sending to us. So I have questions for you, our listeners. I have questions for you. My questions for you are, do you sit in the present moment? Do you always ask, why isn't the universe giving me the answers? What am I supposed to do? Do you ask the universe? Do you look? Because sometimes I look up like that and say, what am I supposed to do? What message are you trying to send me? And that's us talking to the universe. And that's us sometimes not being in alignment and being able to listen and receive the messages that the universe is sending us. So, Nicole, I want to start with when we talk about the universe and the universe giving us signs, there's a million different ways that the universe can give us signs. So I want to start there, and maybe you can start us off with the different signs that the universe might give us, how those signs might come into us.
Yeah. So this is crazy that this episode is happening now, because my daughter, I've always raised her to really tap in and tune into her intuition. As an intuitive empowerment coach, that's what I do, is I support people with trusting that intuition that you've been told for so long is wrong, or that you don't already have the answers inside of you. And so my daughter, she had a friend ask her to go to a party this weekend, and it was only one person that she knew that was going to be there. And she said, Mom, my body just told me not to go. My body, everything inside of me said, do not go to this party. And so she had a friend that went by herself, and she texted my daughter the next morning and said, I shouldn't have even left the house. Like, it was just not a good place to be. So your intuition is like your inter GPS. But when I was first learning about this, for me, this is going to sound probably cuckoo crazy, but I would ask the universe to send me crows or ravens. So my totem, I would say, if this is the path that I'm supposed to go down today, the most powerful story I can think of is moving my family to South Korea. So I was so afraid to bring my kids to South Korea. Was I making the right decision? And I saved up all my money. The military did not tell me I could go. I just went. And yes, aiming crows. So when I got to South Korea, the day that we got there, we went to our apartment. My husband was so excited to take us to New City to go see our new home. And as we were walking, 4 crows. So there was 4 of us, my daughter, my husband, my son, and myself. And as we were walking, there were 4 crows that were flying overhead as we going the same direction we were going in. And I was like, okay, this is my path. Like, I made the right decision, right? So asking for signs in your environment. I know with our tribe, we talk a lot about synchronicities and numbers, and seeing numbers and what those numbers mean. Those are some ways that with tuning into intuition, and then also asking, how about you, Melissa? What are things that have worked?
Yeah, no, and I love that you were saying that, because signs can come at us in different ways. It can be numbers, it can be things, living beings. It can be like the crows. It can be people that come into our lives. It can be objects. Have you ever walked into a room and something just drops off a shelf?
Mm-hmm.
Just out of the blue, something just drops off a shelf. Or you've lost something and you search the entire house for it, and all of a sudden one day, months later, you find it. And it's just like it was placed there out of nowhere. And these are all signs. I want to go to the comments here, actually, because there are tons of questions coming in. And I love this comment by Zach here. It says, I ask, what am I supposed to do often? And I get impatient and feel stuck. And I love that Zach has said that, because often we do ask for those signs. We ask those questions. We ask for those signs. We're ready for the answers, and we think we're ready for the answers. And if we're not in the present moment, and we're not in alignment, and we're not ready to receive the answers, then we do start to feel impatient. We start to feel stuck, because we're not able to receive the answers that the universe is sending us. And we feel impatient because we're not placing our trust in the universe. So part of asking for those signs and trusting in the universe, and trusting that and knowing that the universe wants you to succeed, is that trust, is knowing that the universe is there for us. They're knowing that the universe has everything that we need. And the universe isn't out to get you. It's not out to sabotage you or make you fail. It's there. Everything we need is in the universe. We just have to trust, and we have to be willing to receive those answers, and we have to put ourselves back out there. And I'm going to get vulnerable here and share this one too. And I was just sharing this with Nicole. I had a breakup. It didn't go, it wasn't the nicest of breakups. And I had a conversation with one of our giants, and I said, how can I ever trust again? How can I ever open my heart up again and trust again? And it just felt like I would never be able to do that again. And I asked for a sign. I asked for signs from the universe. And this goes back to our boundaries question. It's all so intertwined. It goes back to our boundaries discussion last week too. I set boundaries in my life, and I made sure that those boundaries weren't blocks to block people out, right? I made sure that boundaries were set and that the blocks weren't there. And I asked the universe for signs. And when the signs came, I listened. Oh. And that answered my own question. The question to my fellow giant was, how am I ever going to be able to trust again and open my heart up to someone again? And when the universe gave me the signs, I listened, and I was able to open my heart up again. And it was only because I was in a place of receiving, and only because I listened to those signs, and I said, okay, I trust you, universe. I trust that this is the sign, and I trust that it's safe to open up my heart again, that I was able to do it. And it's been glorious. It's been wonderful that I've been able to do that.
I love that because we don't listen sometimes to the signs. We want things to go our way, right? And so when they're not, it's like everything is going wrong, but it's because we're fighting what's so. Like I love if you guys were able to watch Wake Up with Giants TV this morning, they had an amazing giant on, and he said to trust the process. And that totally falls into trusting the universe.
Absolutely. We have so many comments here, and I'm going to keep reading down them. Ryan has jumped in and said signs could be intuition, synchronicity, faith, spirit guides, angels, gods, love, etc. All of those things. Hugh says the amazing blessings are not seen but felt. Let's see. We've got faith is giving thanks. Hope is asking. There was a few more questions in here, and I want to go up and answer a few of them as well. I don't want to have dead air, but I do want to find these questions because they were good. There it is. So Ryan was asking, what is success, and what are the terms that we use to define it, and what does it look like, and do we achieve success? And do you want to go ahead, Nicole? Yeah.
I just love this question because I really thought when we asked the question, what does success look like for you? Right? What is success? And I've had to reevaluate that in my life because before success was working the corporate job and having the income and running myself crazy, right? I redefined my definition of success for me. And that is being healthy and happy and connected to my family. It wasn't having all of the money in the world or other things that maybe society has said is the definition of success in this culture in the US. I don't know how it is in other cultures. I know in other cultures being happy is successful in that culture. So what about for you, Melissa? What does that bring up for you?
Yeah, I love that you went that way with this, and that brings up so much for me because a lot of the times we think, when I achieve this, I'll be happy, or when I achieve this, I'll stop working so hard. And I've caught myself saying those things too, right? Once my business takes off, it'll start bringing in so much money, and then I can stop working. And really what I've learned so much, especially through this pandemic, is that the work will never go away. The work will always be there, especially for us giants who are always striving to succeed at the next thing, at the next thing, at the next thing, right? The work will never go away. It will always be there. So why am I putting the definition of success there? Why am I saying when I achieve this, that's the success marker? Because really what I want deep down and what I was after deep down with all of those things is more time with my family, right? Less time from work, more time with my family, financial freedom as well. But financial freedom doesn't have to mean that I have to be a millionaire tomorrow. It just has to mean that my bills are paid today. And once those bills are paid today and taken care of, then I can work on next month's bills later. You know what I mean? Like It doesn't have to mean that I've got it all figured out now. And it doesn't have to mean that has to be there for me to sit back and spend that time with my family, and for me to feel that happiness and have that playfulness and enjoy life, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that success was living life, not surviving it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And I love Ryan. He's got a comment in here about growing. I read that success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. And I love that too. The idea that when you are living in purpose, that you are successful. And that doesn't look like maybe having the financial piece. But success, I think, is personal for everyone. And sitting down with really discovering what it is for you, and not allowing, I don't know, what your neighbor, what everyone else is doing. You know, they just got a nice RV. They just went and bought a nice RV from Ryan. So if I want to be successful, I have to go buy a nice RV from Ryan the Lion. You know what I mean? Like trying to keep up with people and looking at everyone else instead of coming to a space of what success means for me. And it could be that you're working a job, making less money that you absolutely love. You may have a smaller house. You may not have the nicest car, but you're fulfilled and happy in your life.
Yeah, and it's up to us to realize what that fulfillment looks like, right? And what's that saying? Keeping up with the Joneses, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's always trying to keep up with the Joneses, but is keeping up with the Joneses making you happy? Is it really? Are you just keeping up, or is that really what you want? And I love that Ryan said here that success can be different for every single person, and it really can be different for every single person. And it's my personal opinion that when we're keeping up with the Joneses, we're not trusting in the universe and what the universe's plan is for us and what it has laid out for us. We're not in the present moment. We're not listening to the signs. We're not in a place of being able to receive those signs, because we're literally just trying to keep up with somebody else's view of what success is, rather than defining that for ourselves and being in the present and sitting in the flow of that for ourselves, right?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think especially like Facebook day and time, it's like people are saying like people can get so caught up like in coaching. That's my business, so that's what I know. But people can get so caught up in like, well, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? Instead of just being in action and listening to their intuition and what works for them and acting off of that, right? When you look like everyone else, it's really hard to stand out. But if you're so busy looking at everyone else, you can just get off track for what it is that you're creating. And I love this, what Nick just said. Lottery winners didn't develop the capacity to handle the windfall and tend to end up in the capacity they were in before they won. And this is so funny because when we were living in El Paso, Texas, my husband bought a lottery ticket and I was terrified that he was going to win the lottery. Because I have not developed myself into a millionaire yet. And I could see that just destroying I could see it destroying so many things because I'm like, I am not ready to be a millionaire. This is Nicole, probably the only person on the planet who's like, I'm not ready for that yet. Because most people, they go back to the capacity they were in, but when they win the lottery, it's actually worse. Like they end up worse than where they were before they won the lottery.
Absolutely. And I love what Hugh just said here. He said, success is simple. We create the resistance. And it's so true. And it's, you know, oh God, that hits home. It hits home big time because I think a lot of us hold back and we aren't receiving of what the universe is sending us because we're in fear. We're creating that resistance within ourselves. We're in fear of, oh my God, what if it actually happens? So I've asked the universe for the signs. I've asked the universe to give me all of those things. I've told the universe I'm ready for everything it has for me. And now I've got that fear and I've put that little tiny piece of energy out there to the universe to say, well, wait a minute. Oh, I'm not sure what's going to happen if you actually give me that. So just hold off on that for a minute. I'm not really ready to receive it yet. Just keep it there and hold it off to the side there for a minute while I work through this fear. And some of us never work through that fear and never work through that resistance and make it through to be able to receive it. So, and let's talk about that for a minute. Let's move into that that receiving piece because it's an important piece of the puzzle. If we ask for things and the universe sends them to us and we are fearful and we're not ready to receive it, what's going to happen? The big wall is going to go up. I'm putting my hand up for all you people on the radio, for everyone on the radio listening, but the big wall is going to go up and it's just going to smack into the wall and we're not going to receive it. Ryan says here that, I've got wrong comment. Ryan says here that he likes that attitude. Success is an attitude as well. It is. It really is. And you know, we're gonna talk about mindset for a minute too, because Ryan's asked a question about changing your mindset and changing your verbiage. Do you want to answer that one? Do you want to delve into that too?
Yeah, well, you're the mindset coach, girl. Like, I know that you are
I know, but
amazing at this.
I was
You're so
talking.
good.
I felt like I was taking it away from you. So I was like, I
No,
better
girl.
let you say something. No, but I do. I love this question. How does one change their mindset or their verbiage? And yeah, I talk
You
to
are
people every
queen of
day
this.
about this.
You're
I
so
know I
good.
talk to people every
You're
day about
so
this.
good.
And for me, this came down to my daily practices, and it came down to my journaling and setting my affirmations every day, and really finding where the lack mentality or the fear or that one piece of energy was that I was putting out there that had the block that was stopping me from receiving. So first of all, I mean, and it depends on where you are in your mindset journey, right? If you're just starting in your journey, then daily gratitudes and affirmations, I am affirmations. So, you know, if, if you're trying to, pass a math test, now, I am the queen of numbers. I am successful with this test. So, like, I am affirmations in a positive way, speaking as if you've already done those things or received those things, but gratitude every day. And that's how I get everybody started. And we've talked about this before is every day speaking about three things, that you're grateful for. Three gratitudes every day. And my kids do that every night before bed. They write down three gratitudes, and it could be small. Like if you're sick and you've got a cold, you could be grateful for Kleenex. If, they could be tiny little things, but three things that you're grateful for every day. And when we get deeper into the journaling and we really start talking about intention setting, the way we manifest is to set intentions and to really have that vibrational energy there and be able to receive from the universe. And so in order to really sit down and be present with yourself, you can sit down with your journal and sit in the present moment and set those intentions and write them out. Write out everything that you're asking the universe for. Write out everything that you'd like to manifest in a positive way, and write it out as if it's already happened, as if you're already there, as if you can smell it, you can taste it, you can hear it, you can feel it. And notice the things that pop into your mind as you're writing that might stop you. That's the important piece right there. Notice the things that pop in. So Nicole was talking about winning the lottery, right? Her husband bought a lottery ticket, and she had all of these things pop into her mind, like I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to be a millionaire. I haven't built that life yet. Okay, let's look at those things. Let's jot those things down in our journal. So I'm going to give another example about a relationship. Just say I'm writing down everything I want in a relationship, how he's going to smell, how it's going to feel to kiss his lips, how he's going to talk, what he's going to look like, what job he's going to have, how he's going to treat me. Okay. And I'm writing all these things down. And then all of a sudden something pops into my mind that says, wait a minute, what if I'm not ready? Wait a minute, what if he wants to move too fast? Wait a minute, what if he wants me to move to another country? Wait a minute, what if he does talk to me this way and he crosses a boundary, right? Now I've put all of that negative energy on this positive intention that I'm trying to set, right? So I'm going to notice these things. I'm going to write down these things, and I'm going to reframe them right away, right in my journal. I'm going to reframe those negative things to put a positive energy back into it and tell the universe, wait, hang on a minute. I didn't really mean those things. I'm not trying to block it in that way. I'm going to work through those things and tell the universe, send me the signs because I'm ready. I do want this. I do want this. And I can work through those little negative thoughts. And I mean, there's a huge process to it and it takes time, but really that's how we start changing our mindset and affirming those things and getting the positive out there.
Yeah. And saying what you want and not and not saying, I don't want this. This is, I want this. Stated, like you said, in the positive.
Yeah. And I'm going to go to some of the comments here. Amy says, I am abundant. Tell the universe what feeling you want to match it to. I am free. My life is filled with love. I love that. Hugh says, you're looking for something that is right there in front of you. Stop looking and start seeing. And I would say start feeling too. Start feeling the universe. I love this one. And we have I don't know who it is. It says Facebook user to me. It says the only chance to be brave is when we are afraid. I love that. And Hugh's got the goods today. He's got the goods today. He says, who gets to change the rules? The one who made them. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we make the rules, we get to change them. If we set the boundaries, we get to change the boundaries, right? And we can be cautious. If we set the boundaries and we let the boundaries slip, then we can be cautious of the fact that we let the boundaries slip and we need to reset them, right? So I'm gonna Ryan just said I ams are so great, but when I read it, I thought it said I am so great. So it made me laugh.
Yes, you are, Ryan. Ryan the Lion is great.
Yeah, and I love that Amy has affirmed this. She's asking, where are your blocks? Absolutely, where are your blocks? And our blocks are always in those little thoughts that happen as we're writing. That's why I love to do that in journaling. Those little thoughts that pop up as we're journaling, those are our blocks. And Amy says, bring in all of those senses, the feelings and everything. Mm-hmm. I love that. We have so many comments here. I'm gonna tell another little story before we head to a quick commercial break as well. I was speaking with someone a couple of days ago, and having this long chat, and I was happy in the chat. It was a nice chat. I was having a good time, and I had the TV on in the background, and there was a movie playing, and a song came on in this part in the movie, and I thought it was the most lovely song, and I was really enjoying the song, and it was just beautiful. It was a romantic song. It was very beautiful. And I didn't say anything to this person about the song coming on. I just enjoyed the song. I continued speaking with this person. And the very next day I was talking to the same person, and he sent me the exact same song that was on the night before when we were talking at the exact same time. And I had never said anything. Now, to me, that's a sign from the universe. And that's what I'm talking about. Those are the things that we want to listen to and to see. If I had never been present in that moment, if I hadn't noticed that song and thought about the beauty of the song and been in that moment, been in the present of that conversation and been in the present of that moment listening to that song, I wouldn't have put that together from the universe. But that's a sign from the universe that conversation and that relationship is good. It's a good place to be. It's a good feeling, right? And lots of times we have the negative feeling in the pit of our stomach, right? And we don't listen to it. We have that, and I've had this happen too before. I've been having a conversation with someone. I've said something where I think I'm deeply saying it. I think I'm deeply meaning it. An apology or whatever it is. I'm making a promise to someone. I think I'm deeply meaning it. And as I'm saying it, in the pit of my stomach, I have this feeling that it's not right. The words are coming out of my mouth, but the pit of my stomach, something is telling me, I don't care what you're saying, this isn't right. It doesn't feel right. And how often do we not listen to that? We don't listen to the universe. We don't listen to our own intuition and our gut when it's positive and when it's negative. And so these are the types of things we're talking about here. All right, we have tons of comments here that we are going to get to as soon as we come back from commercial break here. We'll be gone for about 2 minutes, my friends.
Yeah. And I'm going to step away for about 2 minutes. If you know Nicole, you'll probably know why. Be right back.
All right, I'll continue on with all of our social media friends. We are on I'm going to be watching here as well, friends, because I do have to watch for the end of our commercial break there. But I'm going to go into a few of the comments for all of our social media friends as well. Ryan says, "You're welcome, Kleenex, for the plug." All right. I'm reading the comments and coming down as you are. Let's see what Ryan has to say. As you affirm what you are and put into practice those things, by being those things, you become those things. Absolutely. You bring the future desires into the present. Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, Amy's so good at this stuff. She
is. I'm just seeing her comments there too. And I love that Hugh just said, love is not a physical thing. We'll come back to that comment when we come back in the air as well. It's a lot to multitask, social media friends. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you're multitasking StreamYard and going through comments and watching an ad play on the radio and making sure you don't miss the cues, man,
and
it's a lot to navigate.
Checking the chat on the radio station too.
I know, right?
Does that too.
Yeah, navigate it all. I am a giant multitasker today. That's what I should have said at the beginning. I am a giant multitasker today.
A great captain of the ship.
All right, we're back in a couple seconds, my friends. Hello and welcome back, my friends, to episode 11 of Wake Up with Giants Radio. We're so happy that you're here with us today. And today we are answering the question, does the universe want you to succeed in all? And just to give it away, during the first half, we have discovered that, yes, the universe does want you to succeed. And we're deep in conversation here about how and when the universe wants you to succeed and how we listen to our intuition and listen to all of the signs that the universe is sending us that it wants us to succeed, but not only in a positive way, not only in a way that it wants us to succeed at something, but also listening to our intuition and listening to the universe when we're in a place or in a mindset that isn't serving us and that isn't bringing us towards our purpose and towards our goals. And so I'm going to come right back into the comments here, and I'm going to bring us to an amazing comment from Hugh. He says, love is not a physical thing. I thought that was beautiful. Love is really deep in our soul. And someone pointed out to me, a friend pointed out, I think he had put it up on Facebook over the last week. And I'll butcher it. I won't get it exactly right, but it was something about when you truly love somebody deep inside their soul before ever touching their skin, you know it's true love. So I thought that was pretty profound. I really liked that.
I love that. Well, and when you think of vibration, each human being, everything has a vibration and a frequency. And when you move into love, love is the highest frequency. So if you're in fear or anger or pain, people that are in pain physically vibrate at a lower vibration. So I love that love is not a physical thing. It is a vibration.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan is commending Hugh here for all of his nuggets. He's been dropping lots of nuggets today. I absolutely love it. Ryan's affirming that he's so great.
He is. We have some really great tribe members, some really great support today too, especially with it being a Christian holiday. So
yeah. And, I'm going to read another big nugget from Hugh, and he's writing these in big capital letters for all of our radio friends. And I love that he's doing that. He said, our best soulmate is my mirror. And I love that he has said that because I want to talk about that a little bit. When we're talking about soulmates and we're talking about the universe wanting us to succeed, and we're talking about being in the present moment and being in that mindset, in that energy, a really important piece of the work is with ourselves, with loving ourselves, with being okay with who we are and what our purpose is in this life. And without being in tune with that, we won't be able to receive all of those messages that the universe is giving us. And we won't really know, we won't really have the feeling and the knowing and the trust that the universe has our back and really has everything that we need. And I know that Nicole talks about mirror work all the time. I want you to talk about that a little bit if you can, and guide us through what that looks like for you and your clients.
Yeah. So for me, I work with a lot of people. Well, and it works with love and relationships too, not just with health and fitness, right? So if I have a client and I'm supporting them with getting healthy and fit, and we're working on the outside and not on the inside, by the time they get to that dream number on the scale, it doesn't really mean much because they have not learned how to love themselves as they are. And so with mirror work, I do give my clients, they have to sit and tell themselves in the mirror for 10 minutes, I love you, looking deeply into their eyes and saying, I love you. And this is where I start them out, looking into your own eyes. But because loving yourself is a key piece to getting healthy, people will be like, oh my gosh, I hate my body. Well, coming from a space of hate, instead of coming from a place of I love my body, so I'm going to take care of it. It raises that vibration, right? And telling yourself I love you in the mirror 10 times, 10 minutes a day. Usually with clients, when I do this with them, we do it together for the first time, and they're usually crying because they're like, I can't do this. Like, it's so hard for them to look in their own eyes and say, I love you. But self-love, I know that we're going to talk in a couple of weeks too about how loving yourself is leading you on the path to your soulmate, because every time you love yourself the way that you want to be loved, you're actually changing your brain with recognizing what love is for you. And so with mirror work, I even go to like spaces on your body that you maybe aren't happy with. And I know we talk about how powerful showers are, but I like to sit and talk to my little mama pooch in the shower and be like, I'm so grateful for you for keeping me safe and carrying babies. Like, I sit and have appreciation and gratitude for, my body, but it starts with mirror work. Universe likes to answer to joy. Like, the more joy you can anchor in your life, the higher that vibration is, and then you're going to attract more of that into your life.
Yeah, I love that. And the type of mirror work that I've done before is pretty powerful as well. And it's not just like a whole. It's not really a whole body approach like Nicole gets into. It's literally just standing right up close into the mirror and looking into your own eyes. And you start with a short period of time and you get longer if you can. And you'd be surprised how many people can't look into their own eyes in the mirror. It's uncomfortable for people. And, that I love the saying that the eyes are the windows to your soul. I deeply believe that the eyes are the windows to everybody's soul. And when I meet somebody, I look into their eyes. And this is one thing, I'm going so far off on a tangent here. This is one thing that I've been saying to everybody that I talk to about the pandemic. When somebody asks me what one good thing has come out of the pandemic for you, and for me, it's been that soul connection with the eyes with total strangers, no matter where I am. And I used to be a smiler. I would smile at people. I'd say hello wherever I went. And now you can't necessarily see a smile behind a mask, but you can see people's eyes. And I've seen so many emotions and felt so many things from strangers, just even at the grocery store. I felt people's sadness. I felt their joy. I've felt everything from people just by looking into their eyes. And so if it's hard for us to do that, Ryan is just jumping in right here. I see him. I'm going to pop him in, and he's thrown me right off. There's Ryan jumping in. He's threw me right off. But if we can look into our own eyes in that way, in a mirror, and see into our own souls, then we will be able to be in the present moment and find that healing.
Hi, Giants.
Hello, Ryan.
Hey, I just popped in here for just a second because I was listening and I was loving what you guys got going on here. This is incredible. And I was just like, I got to say something. So here I am, because I want to ask you guys a couple of questions, because sometimes, it's hard to talk about like you personally, and like in the present first person. Is that what it's called? First person?
Yes. You started talking about yourself. Yeah. It's hard to talk about yourself.
It is hard to talk about yourself. So I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions. Like, so Nicole, what does success look like for you? And then what habits, follow-up question to that, what habits have helped you be successful?
Okay. So for me, success for me is health, happiness, connection with my family, connection to that which is greater than me, with my spiritual self. I have rituals that I do daily. And so getting in the gym and working out, that makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel healthy. It makes me feel like a freaking goddess. I love it.
Yes.
So that supports me with being successful. I drink lots of tea, and I take moments to sit and reflect.
That's
And
awesome.
and then being connected with my children, with checking in with my children, and supporting them with habits like yoga. I can tell if my daughter hasn't done yoga, I'll tell her, go back upstairs and do yoga before you come downstairs. So yoga is huge when it comes to yourself, because you're moving into stillness and having that balance. So that's another one. And then journaling, gratitude. If especially Melissa talking about her kids with gratitude journaling, if your kids do gratitude journaling, they will have better grades. It's scientifically proven. So gratitude journal is huge in our house too.
Another question too on top of that, because you develop these habits, but naturally a lot of us tend to self-sabotage, and this is right up your alley. So so we start down this, we recognize like, okay, success can be achieved. It can be something that I can, as I'm working on, I can feel success, I can have success, I can, be successful. But naturally, we sometimes implode. How do we not implode? How do we not self-sabotage? And can you talk about that for just a little bit, Nicole?
Yeah, well, self-sabotage is normal. So people get to a point where they're like, oh my gosh, I am really powerful. I can really change. My whole life is going to be different. And they go into freak out mode, because guess what, guys? You are powerful creators. You are. And so once you have your intention set and you start to make changes, you realize like, oh my gosh, I can win the $1 million, right? And so you go into self-sabotage mode. And this can be procrastination. This can be the kids came downstairs and I am trying to work out and they need something, right? And sacrificing my gym time to do something for my kids. That's a form of self-sabotage, because boundaries, like there's always something else that's more important or someone else that's more important. And so it's realizing.
I feel that like as an empath, like I'm a yes man. We've talked about this the other day. I had a coaching call with Nicole, and we talked about this, and I'll be like, yeah, I can help you. Yeah, I can help you. Yeah. And I'll give away all my time and not give time to Ryan, which is probably the most important. Yeah, self-sabotage. Son of a gun.
It's normal. And it comes from, we talked about little Ryan. So all of us have a child inside of us that at the time when we were trying to survive in the world, our way of being, this worked for us. Like Ryan being a yes man, it was like, if I say yes to everyone, everyone's going to love me and everyone's going to be happy. And I don't think as a child, he's thinking about, well, am I going to love Ryan if I do this for everyone else? Right. So this served him really well when he was a child. But now as an adult, it's not serving him anymore. It's actually hurting him. And so we update that operating system of, you know what, little Ryan, we are going to show you so much gratitude today. We are going to appreciate what a phenomenal job that this little boy did. He did such a good job of making sure that he was safe and protected and loved. He just came up with this brilliant plan for a 7-year-old, right? But
thanking the and I love how you did that. How we thank the former operating system, right? We thank little Ryan for keeping me safe, even though it's not serving me in the full capacity.
Yeah.
So now what do we do? Now what do we do with Ryan now? I don't know.
But now Ryan's like, guess what, little Ryan? I have got all this stuff figured out. I have been getting coaching. I have all these things inside of me that I didn't realize were inside me when I was little. And I've got this under control. So you're okay to go sit down and relax. And I've got this. We can move forward powerfully. I know you're scared. I know you're trying to protect me, but guess what? We're going to be okay. We've got everything inside us that we need to take this step forward, and we're going to go for it. So I hear you. I appreciate you. I honor you. let me do my thing, right? Coming from that space of unconditional love for little Ryan and his operating system, we're just moving in that operating system to a higher level. And it's calming that brain inside of you to be like, because we have like, can call it the critter brain or the monkey brain or the reptilian brain, right? That's there to make sure that you survive and that you're safe, and honoring that, but also knowing that it's okay to step forward. You have everything that you need to move forward and level up.
Okay,
how about
if you
you,
can't
Melissa?
see us right now, I'm going to interrupt right now because I love how Nicole just turned that back on Ryan when Ryan was trying to put Nicole on the spot. But B,
Thanks.
this is truly a happy Easter. You should see the smile on the radio. You can't see the smile on my face because not only did we get crashed by Ryan the Lion, but we just got crashed by Amy Bingham, and I'm bringing her in right now.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, my friend.
Can we go longer than an hour, please?
We have another guest that has just crashed our show. Our friend
this is
Amy,
her
our
stuff.
fellow giant.
On social media, it's starting to look like I don't know, like the Brady Bunch. We got all the squares.
I know.
It's like Hollywood squares of sorts here.
It's a party. Just
I love
saying.
it.
I love it. I love it when people crash our show. It's awesome. What a special Easter Sunday. How are you, my friend?
Happy Easter, everyone.
Thank
Loving
you.
Everything you're talking about is so aligned with Easter, the whole message behind it, rebirth, right? How do we really become one with the universe? That's rebirth right there.
I love it. I love that alignment. Okay, Ryan, I cut you off. You were asking a question.
Oh, you were good. Okay, so there's more. Okay, so now that Amy Bingham is on here as well, and any of you can pop in at any point in time because this is awesome. I'm like, I got chills. I like literally have chills of the caliber of the feminine that's on here right now. It's just like, whoa, loving it. Okay, so Amy Bingham, go back, recap, talk about like success and the things that you do in your space, and what does success look like for you? What are your habits? What do you do when you are having these feelings of maybe self-sabotage, self-doubt? My life isn't turning out how I thought it would. That like all this stuff creeps in. What works for Amy Bingham?
So we all have these kind of experiences. It's part of our journey here. But I recently, as I've been making massive changes and chasing a big dream of mine, and it's big. It's really, really putting myself out there. We know that as we do this, blocks start coming up. We start getting challenged. Are you really ready for this? And things start coming our way to really challenge us. I actually was just served with court paper yesterday, pounding on my door. I was served with court papers. And the first 10 minutes, I went completely down into fear, worry, anxiety, heartbreak, just a million layers of things. And it wasn't more than 10 minutes. I allowed myself there. After the first few minutes, I said, you know what? I get to have these feelings. I'm going to let them come up and they're full, and I'm going to embrace them. And within 10 minutes, I immediately reset myself back to, I am fully divinely guided. I am fully divinely supported. And as soon as I tap back into that energy, it is pure peace and calm, just resetting myself back to inner peace, that it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. These things we come across, they're just things. I mean, that sounds huge, right? I was served court papers, massively going to change some things for me. And I'm like, it's just a thing. It's just this tiny little thing that's popping up. Recenter yourself. And
it's us that puts like the size of it, right? On that. I mean, it might seem like it's a giant thing, but we're the ones that are putting the size of that. I mean, for the universe, it's tiny. It's nothing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Absolutely.
It's a thing, everyone.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm loving this.
Yeah, keep going.
I had 10 minutes that I got to be in all the chaos of where I think normally we would reside for the next few months of now trying to navigate a court hearing, right? But completely recentered myself. And I I took myself out for celebration of how I was able to re-anchor myself. Immediately that showed me how far I've came in my growth. And then I see this just as a thing, and we come back to just knowing how supported I am. As soon as we're back in that supportive feeling and anchor in that, everything else is just stuff that it's like, nope, I can easily get past that. It's not going to change my journey, and it's not going to change the outcome. If anything, this is just making me stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And also passing those like lessons off our list, those things that keep resurfacing until we figure it out.
Got that one
Passing
done.
those off.
It's like a merit badge. You're like, just passing off this merit badge. I got this one life experience done.
Oh.
And then, you know, and if
Absolutely.
you don't work through that, those things will keep resurfacing in some form or fashion down the line until you figure out how to move through them, right? And how to get past those and how to handle them or navigate them when they do come up. Is that right?
I love the choice that we have in that. I love the choice that we have to give it energy or not. And I love where Amy went with that, and that she was celebrating herself for the way she dealt with that. And I was doing the same celebration this week in making a choice not to give something energy that I gave energy to before. I did the same thing. I did it twice this week with the same person, and it popped up for me, and I just went, okay, that's just there. It's there. It's a blip, and I choose not to give it energy. You know what I mean? I put it to the side, and it was done, and it was over, and I celebrate that too. I love it.
I know each one of you personally, and the thing that I know is that you've all come across roadblocks in your life, and some of you, all three of you have come across T's, or we're going to call them roadblocks, things that have come up just recently for each one of you. And I've been so proud to watch how you handle those, and know that, hey, these things are, they happen. They're happening. They happened, and they're big. But each one of you moved through it in your way and did so amazing in doing that. And I learned lessons. I hopped on here for the free coaching. So thank you for this. This is amazing. Let's do it again next week or every week, because this is helping me as things are coming into my life. And I know that it's helping our viewers at home that are watching this and going, okay, they're not superhuman. This stuff happens to them too, even though that we get on here and talk about these things, and maybe our lives still look perfect. But I know what our lives look like sometimes, and trust me, they're not perfect. We have problems and things that go on too in our lives, and it's a choice. We can look at it, and then we learn from others, from mentors. I get to learn from you guys, so I've been able to put all these arrows into my quiver, so that when something comes up in my life, I'm like, yeah, I got this one, doink, and I fire off that arrow, and it gives me a little bit more confidence in what I'm doing. Nick
is superhuman. Just gonna say,
Nick Smith
some
says,
of us are superhuman.
we're not superhuman. Like, dang it. No, well, some of you are probably more superhuman than I am,
Yeah.
but I just sit
No,
in
we're
awe.
not. We're not.
Hey,
And
you're
you know
ruining
what?
it for me. In my mind, you are.
We are all
And,
capable of the exact same.
That's the exact same thing. Thank you, Amy. And that's exactly what I was going to say. And I'm going to give you the $100 million answer. I'm going to give it to all of our listeners and all of our viewers right now. When life kicks you down, I was going to use a bad word, but I changed my mind because I'm on the radio. When life kicks you, get back up every single time. And I'm telling you, I've had life kick me in so many ways over the last 2 months. You guys know, all the giants know what's been going on. I've had life kick me so many times, and I just keep getting back up. Now, did I take the time to sit down and cry about it and work through the feelings and move that energy? Absolutely. But I kept getting back up every single time. Get up and take the next step every single time. And I want you to remember that, and I want you to repeat that to yourself. Just get up and take the next step every single day, every moment of every day.
I'm going to, Nick had posted a comment of how this episode turned out. And I'm going to echo that. I think that it turned out awesome. And that's not because I hopped on here. It's because of the giant caliber of people that you are for showing up. And then the universe, it does want us to succeed. And there was a message inside of this. And I'm so grateful that Amy listened to that too and hopped on here. And Nicole and Melissa for being ready and prepared. And if you didn't get to catch the first part of the show, or if you don't watch it on A Tribe of Giants, you don't get to see, on the radio, you don't get to see them. They have a centering before, and I got to listen to their centering of how they were going to show up so that they could send a message out, relay their personal experience to help somebody else. And in fact, to help 100 million is our goal. And so I'm so grateful that you guys did show up and that you relayed that message. Super grateful.
I feel like the universe answered my prayer, because I thought so much today that Amy would be such an amazing guest on our show with this and her work and what she does, and with Ryan. Just, I feel like the universe sent blessings today to me and to our listeners.
I wrote the question down: how does manifesting tie into success? And I would submit that we manifested Amy Bingham on our show right now for this particular message that needed to come out. And if you don't follow Amy, you need to look into her, because she is an amazing human being with so much to offer, and coaching and expert on chakras and healing with the Healy and all kinds of different things that are just powerful, powerful, powerful. So follow her.
She is a master manifester. Amy Bingham is a master manifester.
Thank you, guys. This energy right here, who's housed right here, on this show for the social media, if you can sit and close your eyes and just feel the energy in this. Anybody that even watches this afterwards, days, weeks afterwards, you come on here, you will feel a very overpowering energy from this group right here. Like this is what it's all about. This is the universe. This is the energy that you tapped into without even hearing our words. Just sitting and feeling this right here. It's beyond beautiful. Love you guys.
I love you. I'm so grateful.
I love you too.
You're welcome back anytime. Come back anytime.
Yeah, every time. Anytime, every time.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I was going to say about that too is that when we're talking about signs from the universe, and we're talking about the universe having everything you need, if you're called to this show and you find the show, even if you're watching the replay later, it's a sign from the universe. So listen deep and listen hard, because it was a sign that you found us and that you're listening. Everything is a sign.
Absolutely. I love that. And the more and more you become playful with this, oh, wow, does magic come out. If the universe sees that you are open to being playful with this, right? Seeing the signs, hearing the signs, not doubting them, not saying, was that? And do I need confirmation? And you're looking for that confirmation or validation outside. The more you sit and play with it, it just opens up more and more.
And sit in that trust, and let's go back to mindset for a minute, and how we talk about it, and how we sit in what's happening with us. So I've said to a lot of people over the last couple of months, they've asked me, how are you doing? With what's going on? I'm checking in, and I've said, I'm doing well. I'm moving through everything, and I'm closing doors because there's so many opportunities that are coming my way. And that's how I chose to look at it. I knew the opportunities were coming. I knew what was manifesting in, and what I was setting intentions for. And I knew that doors needed to close, and I needed to work through things and move through blocks and close things off, and experiences off, and people off, even to have the space to be able to allow those new creations to come in. And that's how I viewed it and saw it and experienced it and treated it. And look, here I am. As soon as I finished closing off all of those things, within days, doors are opening.
Yes.
It's all coming. Ryan's jumping for joy.
For
Yes.
real. It was just
Jumping on the radio.
All right, we are at our time here, but I'm going to ask everybody to say one final thing. Does anybody have any final comments before we sign off for all of our listeners? Don't all speak at once.
Nicole.
We have dead silence.
I'm just extremely grateful. This definitely is an episode showing that the universe does want you to succeed. Ryan hopped on today. Amy hopped on today. It definitely, like, we were able to witness this in action. This was not like something that was pre-planned. So yeah, the universe does want you to succeed. This is proof.
Amy?
Talk to that energy every day. If you can see, I've got a ladder back there behind. I don't know if you can see that ladder.
The radio viewers can't, but there's a ladder behind her, trust me.
And all of my walls are empty. I've just sold my place. And the universe has been every step, this massive energy inside of me, behind me, pushing me through this way of this huge unknown. I have no idea what is on the other side. All I know is I'm in movement, and I have completely surrendered and have trusted. And every single moment I do it, every single day, regardless of some massive blocks that we could view as blocks, we could grab onto. Instead, I'm making sure to stay in movement. So the universe has every single one of you absolutely for your highest good. It knows more about us than we know. And it knows how to unfold everything more clear than if we got into our mind and our logic mind and tried to map it out ourselves. Oh, the universe knows how to do that much better than we do.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to finish with that too. I love that Amy said surrender, the word surrender. I'm going to ask you all to surrender. I'm going to ask you all to sit in a place of knowing. And I'm going to ask you all to trust. Just trust. Be in the present and trust that it's all coming, that it's all working the way it should be, and that the universe is here for you. All right. On that note, we are going to play out of the show here. Oh,
Love
my
you
goodness.
too.
Love you guys.
I love when Ryan says that as we're playing out.
It's so crazy because I told Melissa, I'm like, this topic sounds like an Amy Bingham topic. Like, we need
I know,
Amy.
I should have.
And then here
I
she
should have
is.
just reached out, eh?
I know. Next time, maybe we know that we can. And
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Amy just set a boundary for us. She just set a new boundary.
Oops.
Now we know we can. There we go. She just
Stepping right into that.
yeah. She just moved. She just placed the boundary for us. Now we know we can. We're gonna be reaching out, Amy Bingham.
it was just like in my heart. I told Melissa a couple days ago, I was like, where's Amy? We need Amy.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about the show. We were kind of laying it out a bit. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, we just have a few seconds left here on our extra.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're right on time, Amy.
Yes.
Divinely guided to show up and see you
Absolutely.
guys jump on, universe for sure.
And you're
awesome.
glowing.
I love it.
I love your smile and just the feeling, because there's a lot of change going on in Amy Bingham's world, and that for a lot of people can be very scary and lock you into a I don't know, just a stagnant place, or maybe even something where you shrink and hide and go into a rut of sort. Not Amy Bingham. She still feels the emotions, still feels some of those things, but sits with them for a minute and moves past them quickly. That's really the key there. Is the feeling is the secret, and if you can feel fear, you can feel all those emotions, the anxiety, the worry, the doubt, the quicker you can learn to transmute that and change that into something different and pull that into a positive, and start attracting that vibration, getting into that vibration, the faster the universe can help you and bring more good into your life. And you're a master at that, Amy Bingham.
You are. She
It's using
inspires
that
me.
power behind the emotion, right? You can use the power behind fear, or you can use the power behind the opposing emotion. Like, which one are you choosing to tap into? It's right?
It's the same energy. It's energy. So you can just transmute that energy, right?
Yep.
I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to say goodbye to all of our social media friends now. And we're going to wish you all, we love you all. And we're going to wish you all a happy Easter Sunday and the rest of your long weekend.
Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, friends.
Bye, guys.